Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. As you probably heard, did something a little bit different with my intro. Decided to start things off with a little bit of a music number there. Not sure if I'm going to be doing that moving forward, but that'd be kind of fun. Mix things up, do something different with my videos. Still kind of playing around, having a little bit of fun making these. So yeah, you can see here my portfolio is up a little bit from the last trading day on Friday. Overall, still down a little bit with my speculative play with Pfizer and Portola, but it's been inching back some gains here over the last 5 to 6 days. I've been in the green, so quite happy about that. What I want to talk about today is this whole idea of socially responsible investing. This is something that kind of appeals to me, and the whole idea behind this is that investing is not only for financial return, but it's also about helping promote some social good, some social change by essentially voting for companies that will be doing this. So it's a way of doing some impact investing, some sustainable investing, like I said, some responsible investing. And again, these are, or this is a philosophy that's kind of going into investing or encouraging investors to put their money in companies that are promoting, for example, environmental stewardship, consumer protection, human rights, diversity, all these sorts of things. And maybe investing in businesses that don't engage in some things like alcohol, tobacco, fast food, gambling, pornography, weapons, for example, fossil fuels, military, things like that. Again, there's a lot of different ways of doing this, and I was a little bit surprised that there's actually quite a few mutual funds and ETFs out there that actually cater to social responsible investing, impact investing. ETFs, a collection of companies that only are engaged in a certain particular element or have a particular philosophy with their company. So kind of with that in mind, I'd like to go through a few ETFs that I found that I'm not sure if I'm going to invest any money into, but I thought were quite quite intriguing, kind of interesting stock pick. So let's kind of just pop in and see if we can't find some of these. The first one goes by the stock symbol ORG. Let's see if we can't go ahead and find that here. And there it is, the organics right up top here. So this is an ETF that's essentially invested in companies, or the portfolio of this particular ETF only has companies that are invested or have some sort of contributor to organic products. I wasn't able to find the exact holdings, but needless to say, it's only invested in those companies, like I said, that deal with organic produce. A little bit of a dividend yield there, not a lot of volume. And looking through some of the charts here, it's not been around for that long, maybe a year and a half or so. So yeah, kind of a nice little stock, unique little stock here. The second stock I'd like to take a look at goes by the ticker symbol ETHO. Let's kind of pull that up here, ETHO. There we go, climate leadership. So this is a kind of nice little stock that tracks a bunch of different U.S. equities with what it is termed here as the least carbon impact within its industry. I'm not sure exactly how they come to that metric or rate companies based on that metric, but an interesting series of holdings. NVIDIA, the graphics card company, is one of their higher holdings. NetSuite, Zillow Group, the real estate group, Genmark Diagnostics, LinkedIn, DreamWorks Animation. So some interesting stocks there. No dividend yield. Again, a newer stock, not a lot of volume. New over the last 3 or 4 years or so. So very interesting. So one ETF dealing with organic products. Second one with climate leadership, or those companies that are leading their particular industry with regards to carbon impact. Again, not sure how they quantify that between companies, but kind of a unique little stock there. The third company, this is a very interesting ETF, stock holdings here. Stock symbol, let's see here, EQLT. There we go, workplace portfolio. And if you look down on the bottom there, this is ETF index of about 140 global stocks supporting lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender employees in the workplace. Also has a unique holding of stocks. Some of the higher holdings are Sprint Corporation, Groupon, Gap, eBay, Outerwall Incorporated, Nvidia, again, kind of a popular stock with some of these niche ETFs here, Biogen, American Airlines, and Barnes & Noble. So very interesting grouping of holdings there. A little bit of a dividend yield. Again, volume's not very much. It's a newer ETF here, looking back through some of its trends in the past here, over the last couple of years here. So a nice little ETF there. The fourth one I'd like to take a look at goes by the ticker symbol SHE. Let's pull that up here. SHE, and where is it? Oh, there it is, down there a bit. Another very interesting ETF here. So Gender Diversity Index ETF. So this is invested in only U.S. Large cap companies with a relatively high proportion of women in executive or director positions. So again, not sure how they quantify that or find that information out. The holdings here are as well intriguing. Let's see if I can't find those in my spreadsheet. Here's my spreadsheet. Berkshire Hathaway, one of the higher holdings in this particular ETF. Home Depot, Oracle, Amgen, CVS, UPS, Union Pacific Corporation, the railroad, U.S. Bancorp, and Texas Instruments kind of round out the top 10 or so holdings in this ETF. A little bit of a dividend yield, not a lot of volume here. Again, looking back through some of its historical trends, a newer ETF, but kind of a nice little ETF if you're interested in gender diversity. And the last one, I think this is actually the most interesting stock. You may be able to guess what this stock is by its symbol, CATH. It's right there up at the top, and this is a very interesting stock that is only invested in companies that do not go against the Catholic Church. So it admits companies, as you can see on the bottom there, admits companies from certain industries at odds with the Catholic Church, with Catholic values. And to be quite honest, the holdings in this particular ETF are kind of large cap companies that everybody knows. I wasn't really impressed or intrigued by this group of holdings here. Apple is number one, Microsoft, Exxon, Amazon, Facebook, Berkshire Hathaway, United Health Group, AT&T, Medtronic, and Alphabet, the parent company of Google. So kind of familiar companies there actually. A dividend yield, 1%, it's not too bad. Again, newer ETF, looking at some of the historic trends here. So yeah, company or an ETF that only is invested in companies that kind of don't go against the Catholic Church or the Catholic values. Again, I'm not sure how they quantify, which companies are actually with the Catholic Church versus opposed to the Catholic Church. But kind of an interesting little ETF here. So again, yeah, those are the 5 stocks I kind of wanted to talk about. ORG, sort of organic-based ETF, ETHO, Climate Leadership, U.S. large cap companies, EQLT, Workplace Equality, ETF, SHE, Gender Diversity, and CATH, company or ETF involved with companies that kind of go along with Catholic values. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. As always, if you liked my videos, subscribe, leave a couple comments, leave a thumbs up. It really helps me out quite a bit. And again, if you have any stocks out there that you think would be great to add to my portfolio, let me know. Every week I like to go through and pick out some of the best user suggestions along with some personal picks and go ahead and buy those. So yeah, like I said, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a few comments, and we'll